I always give away too much. It's like I've got no sense of touch. I'm always pouring out my heart, no little by little here.
Hey Lifer Tribe, welcome to another video, Living Life with your girl Stae Hall. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited that you decided to join us here. And since you're here, you might as well consider hitting that subscribe button so that you can become a permanent part of the Lifer Tribe. We would love to have you, and you're gonna love it here. So today is not a vlog video, it's more of a content sharing type of video. I have recently done somewhat of a reset. I am not the type of person who plans my year like at the beginning of the year and that's it. I'm not big on New Year's resolutions, anything like that. I just kind of go with the flow, but in an organized manner, because one thing that I know for sure is life is unpredictable and life changes. And you can make as many plans as you want, you can get prepared as you want, but things are going to change within you because we change and evolve constantly. And then there are also things that are just kind of out of our control, you know, whatever, things just change. So I'm in constant planning. I am in constant rejuvenation. Just, you know, I don't get locked in on anything in particular. I'm always open to be flexible, to switch it up or do whatever. But when doing that, you also have to really know how to stay inspired and stay motivated. And sometimes that's difficult, especially as an entrepreneur, because there are a lot of ebbs and flows where it seems like your business is really going great and then things kind of plateau. And then sometimes things can really just drop off and you have to constantly be in pivot mode, creativity mode. And so you have to do some things to keep yourself both on track and organized, as well as inspired and motivated. And the reason why I kind of paused there, it seemed like I had a brain freeze, is because I used the word both and then realized in that second I'm going to say more than two things. So I was like, I committed to both. But you know how we are here. We got to keep it real. We're not going to start over. We're not going to make a blooper. It is what it is. So you have to be able to stay focused. You have to be able to stay motivated. And it takes some extra tools to be able to do that. And so I thought that since I'm kind of in this reset or re-up, that I would share with you some of the tools that I use to keep myself focused, organized, energized, and motivated. So let's just get into it. The first thing I want to start with is this book, The Art of Influence, Inviting Success into Every Area of Your Life by Miss Cheryl Palotte-Williamson. Y'all heard me mention Cheryl in my last vlog. I believe I attended one of her master classes on mindset and the power of your mindset. She talks a lot about how your mindset is your superpower, and it's so true. Mindset is the key to everything. Whatever it is that you believe about yourself is what's going to be true about yourself. So I'm sure you guys have heard the saying, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're correct. If you think you can succeed, if you think you can do it, if you think you can be successful, then you will be. If you think you can't, if you think that it's too difficult, if you think that it's something that's not attainable for you, then you won't. And I love Cheryl's message of positive mindset, perseverance. And so her book, The Art of Influence, Inviting Success into Every Area of Your Life, is just one of those things that you see. It's not a very big book, so you can read this over and over again just to give yourself that little boost whenever you're feeling down in the dumps, whenever you're feeling a little bit defeated, whenever you feel like your mindset isn't where it needs to be. And just to read a little bit of the back of the book, it says, imagine breaking through the barricade of self-doubt and stepping into the life that was divinely designated for you. And so that statement in and of itself is powerful when you really take the time to just think about that statement And when you do have that courage to step out on faith and to just believe in yourself, that's life-changing. And so I love this book because it just gives you that little extra boost. Because even though I've been an entrepreneur for several years, even though I feel like I'm someone with a very powerful and positive mindset, we always have those days and times where we need to remind ourselves of who we are. And so I will drop the link to where you can get this book in the description box below. You can get it from either Cheryl's website, or my girl is also with Mahogany, which is a subsidiary, I guess you would say, of Hallmark. So her books have been featured in a couple of Hallmark movies. You'll see them in the background in the movies, and she is a Hallmark ambassador. So just go to Hallmark or Mahogany and look her up, but I will drop those links. But this is a book that I really, really love, and it's more of a tool because it's not this huge commitment like it's a book that's going to take you days to read or you need to carve out all kinds of time. It's just the right amount of information, just the right size for, okay, I need a boost today. I need a reminder today of who I am. And so while we're talking about Cheryl, I figured it was only right to introduce you guys to Cheryl magazine. And yes, that is the one and only Tabitha Brown on the cover. This is Cheryl's baby, and you can get a subscription to this on her website as well. You know, it's like the next O magazine. Look at that. Just an awesome, awesome piece of literature to have. Great for, you know, the coffee table, for the office. Just wonderful. And I know you don't really think about quality when it comes to the materials of a magazine, but I just got to let y'all know that this is not just your flimsy everyday magazine. This is some nice, beautiful paper. But yeah, you can get a subscription to Cheryl magazine on her website. So of course, the link will be in the description box below as well. And she usually, or not usually, I meant to say she always has some beautiful women on the cover of her magazine. And I think it's a quarterly magazine, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, Cheryl magazine, check out Cheryl Palotte. She is definitely somebody that you need to keep in your eyesight. You know, she has daily affirmations she sends out, all kind of things. Just go to her website and check her out. So the next thing that I wanted to share with you guys is this 100 Days of Believing Bigger devotional journal. And this is by Miss Marshawn Evans Daniels. Such a pretty book. I love it. And it's a devotional and a journal, and it covers 100 days. And so you can either go in order or you can just jump around depending on what you need, but it is broken down into different categories. Like it starts off with trust. And so you have your devotional over here. I don't know if y'all will be able to see that, but your devotional, your lesson, and then over here you can journal. And I love this because it's a good way just to get your thoughts out of your mind and on paper, and just helps you deal with some of the day-to-day issues that we might face. Like I said, it's broken down into categories. So you have trust, you have disruption, you have blessing blockers, blessings and obedience. And so for me, I like to just kind of look through here and see what I'm dealing with at the time, and something that I think would be inspiring for me. And then I read that devotional and just journal what my feelings are in regard to that. And so it just helps me be in touch with my thoughts. Again, like I said, get them out of my head on paper. And the devotionals kind of let you know that you're not alone. So whether it's trust, whether it's blessings and obedience or whatever, this is a tool to just kind of make you realize, like, clearly I'm not the only one having these thoughts. Clearly I'm not the only one dealing with this particular thing. And so I love this. And this can be purchased on Amazon. So I'll make sure that I put the link. And guys, don't forget, I have my Amazon store as well. And that link is always in the description box. And anything that I discuss that's going to be on Amazon, of course, you can get it from your girl's store. So yes, so I absolutely love this tool. This is a great way for me, like, to end my evening, because we'll get to another one that I use in the morning and then one that I use throughout the day. It's a lot, it may seem like, but once you get into the routine of kind of implementing these things into your daily life, it's not that big of a deal because it's just a part of what you do. And I schedule my day, which we'll also talk about later on as we go through these things, but I schedule my entire day and there's nothing that I leave out of my schedule. So yes, this is a great one, 100 Days of Believing Bigger. So I love this. Let's see what we want to talk about next. So this one is a funny one, and I did get it for the title, and there will be two things that we discuss today that have a little bit of adult sassy language, but you know, I don't like to take myself too seriously. I don't like to be all prim and proper all the time. And sometimes I like to have a little fun, and some words that might not seem so appropriate all the time are just fun sometimes, especially when you're talking to yourself. And so this is a journal for healthy eating, weight loss, and all things with fitness. And I actually have two of them. And so one of them was actually gifted to me and sent by one of our wonderful Lifer Tribe members. I said menus in the last vlog too. Why do I want to call y'all Lifer Tribe menus? But members. So if you do have a product or something that you would like me to share with the tribe, there is a P.O. box that's always in the description box, so feel free, because I would love to shout you out in a future video. But that's what one of our Lifer Tribe members did, and so I will be showing you her journal next and letting you know how you could get it. But I had this one first, and so this one is called Bitch, Just Stick to the Effing Plan, Weight Loss Journal. And you know, that might sound harsh to some people, but to me, it's just funny and harsh at the same time, but harsh in a good way, because I'm talking to myself. And so this journal just kind of helps keep you on track as far as your weight loss. And so you have your weekly check-ins where you talk about what your goals are for that week, what bad habits you want to cut, what good habits you want to build. You track what you're eating for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. You track your calories and you track your weight, how much water you're drinking, how much caffeine you're getting. And it's just a nice little organized way, instead of trying to keep all that information in your head or just writing it on loose paper. Everything's in one place. And that's why I love journals and devotionals and trackers and things like that, because I am someone who writes down a lot of things, and I had notebooks for everything, and then I would have notebooks with a million different things and have to try to figure out, where did I write this? Where did I write that? So I love stuff like this because I know exactly what information is in here, and I don't have to figure out what I'm going to do or organize it myself, because I don't have time to, you know, make my own chart and all that. That's not my ministry. That's not what I do. And so I love stuff like this. But then when it can be pretty and fun and whatever, because sometimes we need to talk to ourselves kind of crazy when we on that health and wellness and weight loss journey. I know it ain't just me. So I just thought this was super cute when I saw it. But the other one that I have is along the same lines as far as what you're tracking, but it's a little bit different, and it's a lot less harsh and a lot more proper than the other one. And this is the one that was sent to me by one of our fellow. So I made a mental note to not call y'all menus, but now I said feller instead of fellow, but our fellow Life Tribe members. And so this one is called Faith, Fitness, and Affirmations, a weight loss journal for body and soul. And so this is really great. It's by Go Town Publishing, and it does a lot of the same things, but it also gives you scripture in here, and it gives you your devotion, not devotions, but your affirmations. So you track your exercise and your calories, what you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day of the week. And then it gives you a different affirmation for the week, as well as a verse. And so this week it says, I will achieve my ideal weight and health goals. I am more than capable of making and sticking to my plan. And then the verse for this week is, commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. Proverbs 16:3. And so this is really awesome as well, because you get a tracking system, but you also get those affirmations and that motivation to kind of keep you uplifted, keep you grounded, and just give you that extra something that you need in your spirit to believe in yourself. Because fitness and faith do go hand in hand, in my opinion. Well, faith goes hand in hand with everything. Without faith, for me, I wouldn't be able to achieve anything. But fitness and faith go hand in hand, because that weight loss journey, that health journey is not for the weak of heart. It is not easy, especially when you get to be a certain age. And I mention that all the time because I'm 51 now. I'll be 52 in December. And I've never really struggled with my weight before. And even times when I did kind of pick up weight, whether it was after childbirth or just maybe after the holidays, I always knew exactly what I needed to do to lose the weight, to get back to a healthy weight for myself. Because for me, weight loss isn't just about looks. I feel more comfortable at a certain weight. I feel like I look better in my clothes at a certain weight, because everybody's body is different. Some people look great and can carry a certain amount of weight. Other people, their frame just isn't built for it. And for me, I'm just weird, because when I do gain weight, I just gain it oddly. Like I'm not a curvy girl. I don't, I'm a little ill built over here. So it just doesn't kind of look the way I would like to look. So I try to keep myself at a certain weight. However, that's not the most important part for me. It's the health aspect of it. Like I shared with y'all before, I have struggled with hypertension since I was 28. I went about 5 or 6 years where it was under control. And then within the last 2 years, it has come back with a vengeance. And so I need to be able to get off of blood pressure medications. I need to not be worried about my blood pressure every day and fear of heart attack, stroke, and all of that. I'm also pre-diabetic. I was recently, like I shared with you guys in a previous vlog, was diagnosed with metabolic syndrome, which means I kind of have the perfect storm going on in my body. So I have high cholesterol, hypertension, and pre-diabetes, which puts you at a higher risk for all different types of issues like stroke and heart attack. And so more so than just my clothes fitting me correctly, I want to stay on top of that stuff and eliminate as much of that as possible. Definitely cut down on my doses of medication. And so that's the main reason why I'm so focused on my health and my weight. And so things like this, again, they help keep me on track. They hold me accountable, but they also give me just that extra little push, that extra little something that I need just to keep myself encouraged, because my weight fluctuates almost like day to day. And so it can be very encouraging some days and then very discouraging on other days. There are days when I'm like, oh my gosh, I lost, 3 pounds since yesterday. And then I get on the scale the next day and now I'm up 5. And so these things really help me. And it also helps me to kind of track that and see, okay, so what did I eat this week that may have caused that? And so, yeah, it just helps because I'm relearning my body, like I've said a million times, and trying to find out, what things does my body like? What do I process well? Like, what days was I feeling bloated? What days was I feeling sluggish? What days did I really feel like I had a lot of energy? And what did I eat? And what did I do on those days? So that's why I love these. So Go Town Publishing, and their company is on Amazon, and they have a lot of different devotionals, or not devotionals, but these kind of trackers and planners and journals. And what I also love about them is you can get the same exact journal, but it comes in different covers or whatever, so you can kind of look for your color choices or whatever you want your cover to look like. They have a lot of different ones, and of course the link will be in the description box below. So the next thing that I want to share with y'all is this manifestation journal for empowered Black women. I love this journal, y'all. This journal is in the 3-6-9 method of manifestation. And so it is broken down into 3 sections. I don't know if y'all can see, but morning, midday, and evening. And if you're not familiar with the 3-6-9 method of manifestation, what that means is first thing in the morning, whatever manifestation that you want to focus on, you will get up and write that in the morning space 3 times. So if it is just something as simply as, I'm going to have a wonderful day today, you write that 3 times in the morning. I'm going to have a wonderful day today, 3 times. And then at lunchtime, midday, then you write it 6 times. and then in the evening, you write it 9 times. And what that is supposed to do is just impress upon your psyche, impress upon your subconscious that this is something that you're intentional about. So it's almost like creating a good habit. So whatever it is that you want to manifest in your life, whatever it is that you are trying to train your positive mindset to believe, to think, you write it down 3 times, 6 times, and 9 times. And there is no rule that you can't use the same one for multiple days. It doesn't really matter. It's just that you are training your brain, you're being repetitive, you're speaking that into your life over and over and over again. And while we're talking about this, I kind of want to touch on manifestation a little bit. I think I did a video on this maybe a couple of years ago, but I know a lot of people like in the religious space have issues with manifestation, and I am a believer. I'm a very spiritual person, not really so much religious anymore, and that's a different video and a different topic for a different day. But just to be, completely honest, definitely a believer, definitely spiritual. And I have no problem in the studying that I've done. I was born and raised in church. I have no problem with manifestation. I believe just like so many other things, it is what you make it and it is what you believe it to be. Some people in the religious space look at manifestation as a separation from God or putting your hopes and dreams into an inanimate being or object or whatever. Well, do y'all hear that? Is that my puppy snoring like an old man? So anyway, and that's not what I believe at all. I believe that manifestation definitely can coexist with your spiritual belief as a believer in Christ. Because the Bible even speaks of speaking those things that aren't as if they were and things like that. I mean, it's faith, it's believing. And so whatever you call it, it's the same thing. And so mindset is spoken about in the Bible. What does the Bible say, babe? Whatsoever a man thinks,
so is he.
Yeah, so is he. So, that's Bible, as my sister-in-law says. So, so when you hear me speaking about, God and my spiritual life or whatever, and speaking about manifestation, in my opinion, I'm not being a hypocrite. I'm not a believer in a thing as manifestation. I'm not a believer, I'm not worshiping manifestation. It's just, to me, just something, it's about my mindset. And the Bible tells me to have that type of mindset. And so I have no problem with manifestation, affirmations. Again, I believe whatever your intentions are, whatever you're believing, because it's not like it's idol worship or whatever. And again, this is my opinion, and the only reason I'm really mentioning it is because I do have this platform, and I always want y'all to be 100% clear on where I'm coming from. I don't want to lead anybody astray, and I don't want to come across like I'm all over the place. Like, well, what does she believe in? She talking about this? It's just the fact that I just don't think it's that deep to me to be like, oh my gosh, I can't manifest. Because again, manifestation, prayer, same thing to me. Meditation, prayer, it's just about what's in your mind when you're doing it and what your intentions are and what you believe. So just wanted to kind of put that out there. But yeah, I love this. I love the color. I love the way it's set up. And let me just tell you that this is a Black-owned company as well. And so, I'm always trying to support a Black-owned company, Black-owned, minority-owned, women-owned company. So I will be dropping the link for this as well. So, moving on. Y'all know this is my color, and luckily you see a lot of these books have my color in it too, so we coordinated over here. But this is my planner, and I just ordered this one, so let me tell y'all. Planners, I'm hit or miss with planners. I am really bad, going to get better. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. I know what to do. I don't always do it. I don't always have what I need to do it with me at the time, so I'm getting a lot better with my digital calendar on my phone. My son just came home, and anytime Lux, like I told y'all, Lux was knocked out snoring, but he heard that door and he goes crazy. So anyway, I'm getting better with my digital calendar and putting things on there, and especially now since my husband and I are sharing the business calendar, I want to make sure that he's in the loop of what meetings we have or whatever. But writing things down, I am hit or miss. And so I do something that is called time blocking, which is very beneficial. Like I was telling y'all earlier, I schedule every single moment of my day to the most smallest of things to keep myself on track. And so I used to have like a separate calendar or agenda or whatever, and then I had my time blocking, whatever. Well, I ended up finding this wonderful combination. It says appointment book, but it's more than that, 2324. And what I loved about this is I just ordered it recently, and I was thinking, oh, we're already, in June, but whatever, I need this. But no, y'all, it doesn't start until July. So I don't know. And my husband just recently ordered one too that starts in July. So I don't know if it's all journals or calendars or whatever that you get on Amazon, but the two we just recently ordered start in July. So you still get, and then it ends next June. So that's cool. You still get your full time. You don't have any waste, because you see when you open it, let me get to the first calendar in here. See, y'all, it starts with July 2023. So I thought that was really cool. Like, you're not wasting any money. You are definitely getting what you paid for. Because, a lot of times when you go to buy a calendar after the first of the year, you wasted whatever other months those were. So the reason why I like this one, as you can see, it's set up with a full regular calendar with the lines in each square where you can write down your appointments and whatever you have, and it has all of the federal holidays marked. But then on the next page, it has each week in the upcoming pages with timelines from 7 a.m. all the way through to 8:30 p.m. And I love this because, like I said, I schedule every moment of my day to keep me on track. So I start off with 7 o'clock in the morning, go for a walk. 8 o'clock, make your smoothie. 8:30, get in the shower. So that way I can keep myself on track every single day. Take medicine 9 o'clock a.m. and feed the dog, whatever it is. So I can look and see, okay, am I staying on track for the day? Have I fit everything in? Am I doing everything I need to do? And I'll write in here, 7 o'clock p.m., journal or whatever. And it also keeps you from working too much, because you have your full day here. And so you want to make sure that you're putting some time for, self-care time. You want to make sure that you have written on here when it's time to stop and eat some lunch or eat some dinner. Because for me, without something like this actually to look at and holding me accountable, I will work, and not stop to eat or not stop to do whatever, or 7 o'clock in the evening just trying to think about what are we going to eat for dinner. So I love this, and then everything is in one place. So I know what I'm doing for the month, I know what I'm doing for the week, and I know what I'm doing every day, and I know what I'm doing every hour, I know what I'm doing every half hour. I love this. And as you can see, it's not big and cumbersome. I love that it has the spiral back here so that you can just, open it all the way over and just write on the one side, and you don't have to worry about messing up your binding and all that. So it is very, very user friendly, and I absolutely love it. So this I got on Amazon as well. It will be in my Amazon store too, and it came with several different covers, because here is the one I got for my husband, and he probably ain't want this color, but whatever. But I got him the solid of it, and it is set up the exact same way. So the next thing I want to talk about, the next 3 things that I'm going to talk about, are super duper near and dear to my heart. I do actually utilize these, but I also was the creator of these. And so the first thing is the Hallway, a weekly devotional for today's thriving couples. Even though my husband and I co-wrote this together, it is a tool that we do indeed use in our lives. We use them when we are coaching other couples. We believe in what God gave us and the creation that we were able to come up with. So of course we would use it, because what I've noticed with the things that I've written, they were definitely given to me divinely, because a lot of times I'll go in and read something and not even remember writing that, you know, because it was a lesson for me in this moment, but at the time it was given to me, it was for the book, and so it maybe didn't reach me the same way because I was in work mode. But when I need some information, it's here. And so this is the devotional for couples, and it also has a work. Okay, y'all, so the camera just decided to time out on me. I hate that. We have to figure out how to get this extended because it only lets me record for 30 minutes. And normally it doesn't matter because I'd be like, oh, I got to start over. But we was on a roll, y'all. So I believe I was telling you that it does also have the workbook to accompany it, which we were not even thinking about doing a companion workbook at first, but some of our wonderful, the hallway tribe members were like, y'all need a workbook. Like, there's no space to write in the book. And we're like, well, just highlight in the book, write on the book. No, we don't want to do that. We need a workbook. So these go hand in hand. And so the book is a weekly devotional. So it goes week 1 through 52. So it's a full year devotional. And so each week you're going to have a lesson, and then it gives you a challenge, and then you have affirmations that you can do together as a couple, and then you have your weekly challenge and your scriptures. And so some of the titles in the book, just to share with you all for the ones who don't already have it, are Live Your Life, which is my brand, life, love yourself first explicitly, because we talk about the importance of, even though you are a couple, you still need to have that self-love. You still need to practice self-care, because if you're not the best you that you can possibly be, then there's no way for you to be the best spouse, the best partner, husband, or wife that you could possibly be. We have friendship first, we have the couple that prays together, and we have break the cycle. So those are just a few of the weeks, but they also have the affirmations and your challenges. And of course, you can find this on my website at stahall.com, and it's also available on Amazon and in my Amazon store. You can also find it on walmart.com, barnesandnobles.com, all that jazz, but probably easier to go to my site or to my Amazon store. And then this is the workbook that is the companion piece to that. And so with the workbook, what you get is the challenge for the week listed there, as well as the affirmations and the Bible verse. And then the workbook side of it just gives you a place to kind of analyze the week. And so it starts it off with, what did I learn? What will I start doing? What will I stop doing? What will I continue doing? And then a space for just your journaling notes on what you as a couple experience during that weekly challenge. And we like to say that our couples products are not just for couples. They are also very suitable for singles who desire to one day be a part of a thriving couple, because what do they say? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. If you have never been in a seriously committed relationship before, or you've never been married before, or you've been in several relationships that failed and been in a failed marriage, why not, if you want to enter that relationship arena again, why not get something to help you prepare so that you don't make the same mistakes as you made in the past, or so you don't go into it just not knowing anything. So we highly recommend this devotional and workbook for both couples and singles who desire to be a part of a thriving couple. And so the last thing that I want to share with you guys, or not the last thing, but the last book type thing that I want to share with you guys, is my first baby, Running for Your Life, Love Yourself First Explicitly, a weekly devotional for today's resilient woman. And so we pretty much wrote the hallway in the same type of format as I wrote Running for Your Life. And it is broken down into your weekly devotional, same 52 weeks, weekly devotional along with your scriptures. This one does not have affirmations. That was not an idea that I had at the time, but we might have to do something about that and come up with a companion piece for this as well. But you still have your weekly devotionals as well as your weekly scriptures and your challenges. And let me share a couple of weekly titles with y'all for this one. The first chapter is Have a Little Talk with Jesus, and then we had So I don't know if y'all can tell, but it is completely dark outside now, and it was completely sunshiny and daylight outside when I started this video. But yeah, was having some technical difficulties. So I really can't even say technical difficulties. I just don't pay enough attention, and I'm just not very tech savvy or whatever, and all of my memory cards were full. And so here I am thinking the camera is just timing out on me. But no, the memory cards were full. So my wonderful husband had to step in, transfer all of my data onto the drive, and do all the stuff that he had to do. Because I have 3 memory cards. It's not like I'm just functioning with 1 memory card. But what I do is every time one gets full, I just put another one in, even if I'm in the middle of a vlog, whatever, and I don't let him know. Yeah, so anyway, that's what had happened, y'all. I just checked where I left off, and I know we were talking about my baby running for your life, and I was just sharing some of the weeks with y'all. And I know it looks like it ended with me reading the first week, which was Have a Little Talk with Jesus. And then we have one called Are They in Your Circle or in Your Corner? And one of the favorites that I get a lot of questions about when people first get the book and just kind of read over the chapters is Who's Your Daddy? So the same as I was talking about with the hallway, as far as it still being a tool for me. So I wrote this book, right? Every single word in it. However, I still use it as a tool in my daily life because there's still lessons in here for me. There are still things that I may need some little extra motivation with. There's still things that I may struggle with a little bit. Like, just because I wrote this book, just because I'm a life coach, just because I'm a transformational speaker, just because I am a certified emotional intelligence soft skills trainer, all the things doesn't mean that there's not still more for me to learn in any of those areas, or that I don't sometimes struggle with any of those, because nobody is perfect. And a lot of times the teacher also needs lessons. And just because I'm able to share things with other people and I know the right things and whatever, it doesn't mean that I don't need to be uplifted and helped sometimes too. Like, I still have a coach, even though I'm a coach. So yeah, it's my book. I wrote it, but it still speaks to me and I still use it daily. And so this as well can be found on my website at stahall.com. It's in my Amazon store. It's on barnesandnoble.com, walmart.com. So yeah, I use it, and it is a part of my regimen with all of the rest of these. And I'm telling y'all, I use this stuff. She ain't lying. I use this stuff. And there are more, but these are the ones that I use on a regular basis. But I have some go-tos that when I just need that little extra oomph, I pick them up. So yeah, wanted to share that with y'all. And the last thing that I want to share with y'all is this. My vision board, y'all. And it's huge. Yes, it is on a trifold piece of cardboard. It's my vision board, and I have it in my office, very visible every single day, and it keeps me motivated. It keeps me reminded of what I'm doing for every single day. I mean, and this vision board is all encompassing. I mean, it talks about my health and wellness journey. It talks about my business journey. It talks about, my hopes and dreams, like you see here. It has the TED Talk thing. I'm going to do a TED Talk. I have my business card for iSalt on here, just symbolizing the growth that iSalt is going to have. Has the basketball player here. This is something that I am manifesting for my son, my youngest son. And yeah, that's my vision board, and it's huge and it's visible. I have pictures of it on my phone. I have pictures of it on my iPad. So if I need to be reminded when I'm out and about, that is my vision board. And I don't only make a vision board in the beginning of the year. I don't only make a vision board once a year. I make a vision board anytime I feel like I need to make a vision board. I mean, because sometimes my goals, my dreams, my aspirations may change. And then what also happens is, because this is my vision board, things manifest and they happen. So it's time to take that off and add something new, whatever the case is. But it keeps me focused. And on those days where I wonder, why am I even doing this? I look on that vision board and it reminds me why I'm doing it. On those days where I feel like I can't do this, I look at my vision board and remember how I felt when I made this vision board. So I highly, come here, Lux. Lux is so tired of me working. He's like, Mama, you've been working all day. You're not giving me no tensions. Say hi to the people, Lux. Hey. Hey, people. Now you got some attention. You happy? You happy? But yeah, it's just that reminder, that extra push, that thing that keeps me focused, that holds me accountable, because I don't know anyone who has the success that they desire to have, who has dreamed big, who has aspired to do more, that doesn't write things down, who doesn't visualize it. I mean, it's just necessary, because sometimes we forget, right? Like, not necessarily forget, like, oh, I forgot I wanted to be successful. You just forget your drive. You forget your motivation, because life happens and sometimes you're just not feeling it. And so when you have these things that are visual for you, staring you right in your face, because to me, my vision board kind of looks at me like, girl, why are we here? I thought you was doing all this. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just sit on this poster board all the time. I need to be off of here. You promised me that we were going to make this happen. That's how I look at my vision board. Like, those pictures on there, those words on there are literally speaking to me. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope there was some value in it for you. Just trying to share what I know works. And I know if it works for me, it can definitely work for you. You just have to be intentional about it. You have to believe in it. You have to believe in yourself, and just get all the tools that you need to set yourself up for success. So let me know in the comments if you guys already do any of these things, if you already have any of these journals, any of these trackers, any of these books. And if you have any suggestions for any others that I can add to my arsenal, let me know. Let's chit chat about it, because I'm curious. Like I said, you know, I'm the coach, I'm the trainer, but I need inspiration and support as well. So I would love to hear from y'all. But as always, guys, thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me. I appreciate each and every one of you more than you could even imagine. And again, if you're new to the channel, welcome. So glad you're here, and so glad that you stuck around until this point, because we had a lot of stop and goes. And so I just appreciate you guys so much. So you know the drill. I love you all to bits and pieces, and I want you all to love one another, but I also want you to never stop living your life. LYFE. Love yourself first, explicitly. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.
I always give away too much. It's like I've got no sense of touch. I'm always pouring out my heart, no, little by little here.